What's up YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. In the past 2 years, I've been replacing my sim racing frame every single year, and this year is no exception. Last year, I got the TR8 Pro from Trak Racer, which has a steel tube construction. As some of you have predicted, this year, I'm moving back to one built with aluminum profile bars. I liked how easy it was to put together the TR8 Pro, and the adjustability was adequate for me. However, there was one thing I didn't quite like about it. On the TR8 Pro, a wheelbase can only be bottom mounted, which means there is some structure underneath the wheelbase. While they never actually made contact with my knees during gameplay, I just didn't like the fact that there are some structure there that could make contact with my knees. Now, this is not a problem with the TR160 or the TR160S or the top-of-the-line TRX frames, because on those frames, the wheelbase is side-mounted, which means there is no structure underneath the wheelbase. But there are also downsides. For the aluminum profile bar frames, it takes an estimated 7 hours to put together, as opposed to the mere 1 hour required for the TR8 Pro or the 1.5 hour required for the TRX. So there are some trade-offs. So either way, this year I got the TR160S. So maybe next year I'll give the TRX a try. Today, I'll be putting together the TR160S sim racing frame. It came in 10 boxes. One interesting thing about the TR160S is that the long side beam has been broken down into 2 pieces. So even though it came in many boxes, none of them are actually too bulky or too difficult to move around. One thing I should mention is that I ordered a bunch of accessories with the frame, which includes a shifter mount, a TV mount, a seat bracket, and caster wheels. So if you order the sim racing frame by itself, it should come in less boxes. Let's take a look to see what came in each box. Now that we know what came in each box, I'm ready to get started with the assembly. But it's getting kind of late already, so I'm going to push that off to tomorrow. So I'll see you tomorrow morning. Good morning. It's 1 p.m. right now. I'm going to get started and see how long it's going to take for me to assemble the TR160S sim racing frame. Let's get started. Hello there. Time is now 4:45. So I've spent 3 hours and 45 minutes to assemble the frame. As you can see here, the frame is almost done. What's left is to assemble the wheelbase, the pedals, and the seat, and then it will be fully completed. I would say I should be able to finish the remaining work within 2 to 3 hours. So the 7-hour estimate shown on their website is definitely conservative. For someone that is handy, they can definitely finish assembling everything within that time frame. I'm gonna take a break right now and get back to you after dinner. See ya. Alright, I finished assembling the TR160S. After dinner, I spent another 3.5 hours, which makes the total 7 hours, which aligns with what was listed on the website. However, the time I spent also includes setting up the wheel, the paddle, the seat, and making all the adjustments, which took a big chunk of the 3.5 hours. So if we're just looking at assembling the sim racing frame, it would be much less than 7 hours. Granted, I haven't assembled the shifter mount yet, but that's because I haven't got the shifters yet, so I think I can take the benefit of skipping those for now. Overall, I'd say the assembly process was very straightforward. The instruction they provided on their website was very easy to follow, and all the hardware were clearly labeled. And the end result? This is definitely the best looking sim racing frame I've ever owned. And not to mention that the caster wheels make it so much easier to move it around. Other than a quick showcase, I really don't think there's much to review about this sim racing frame. It's super solid, I'm sure it'll work well, and it's very pleasing to look at. This year, Trak is starting their Black Friday sale early, so everything on their website is at 15% off right now. So if you're thinking about upgrading your sim racing frame, now is a good time. I'm dropping the link to some of my favorite sim racing frames from Trak down below. Feel free to take a look. Alright. So that brings us to the end of this video. I hope you find it helpful. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. Happy racing, and I'll see you in the next video.